the Lord. Bless the name of the Lord. Bless the name of the Lord. For he alone is worthy to be praised. I greet you in Jesus' joy this morning. May the Lord just rest upon you during this service. Please be seated in his presence. Woo, my God. I first would like to give an honor to God, who is truly, truly the head of my life. He's the lover of my soul and the keeper of all my secrets. I am so appreciative to be standing in front of you today. I am so appreciative. This is October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I would like to just stop and just honor, if you would just help me with a moment of silence. I would like to actually honor all the breast cancer survivors, as well as those who have thrown up the white flag and surrendered because they're no longer with us. I would also like to honor those that have taken care of our breast cancer survivors. Ladies, I would just like to take a moment to encourage you, if you are 40 years and above, please go to your doctor, arrange to have your mammograms done. If by chance there's cancer in your history, I need you to consider and go to your doctor between the age of 30 and 35 to see when you can get your mammogram done. Early detection. So let's use wisdom. And I don't know if there are any she in the house. Is she in the house? Women of God, I so appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me every Thursday. And I want to say we had an awesome time. We actually had a young lady who was a 2-time cancer survivor. On the 10th year of her anniversary, she went back and she was diagnosed again. She had a mastectomy, she had a hysterectomy, and she had cancer twice. She had cancer twice. This woman of God is single. She has no children, but her spirit is so high. She graced us with her presence on this week. If you all have been missing I'm telling you, you've missed something. So as I stated, she talked to us about our diets as well as her diagnosis and shared her journey with us. The week before, we had someone to talk to us about Secure the Bag. Ladies, I'm telling you, I missed you, but I want to let you know you missed it. I'm telling you, we have been getting equipped during She. This is not just a time for us to come together and actually share our testimonies and things like that. She is all about supporting your empowerment. It has been some awesome things going on. We talked about changing of seasons in your life. We talked about mentorship. And I had to laugh. One day, I talked to one of the young daughters of the house, and she was sharing with me how she really been enjoying She. And she said to me, I thought it was so sweet. She said to me, she said, First Lady, like the people that's young, that's my age, if you know, you know. So I want to tell you all, if you know, you know. I'm just saying, it's been awesome. You all are really missing something. Then the week before, our pastor talked about a wise woman builds. And we're trying to actually get you ladies to actually level up every area of your life. So if I were you, I encourage you, not for me, but for you, to join those she calls and make it a priority. And I would certainly like to actually, my sister is here. I am so excited. She and my husband surprised me and she flew in. That's my baby sister. Her name is Pooh, y'all. We're 7 years apart. She just celebrated her 50th birthday. I told her, I said, you are wearing 50 out. And then I want to actually thank God for one of my spiritual daughters who made it a point to be here. Lady Victoria, thank you for joining your mom. I'm so glad you're here. I am so glad you're here. I have been pastoring and mothering Lady Victoria for over 20 years. So I'm so glad that she's here. And I certainly thank God for the shepherd of this house and the angel and my husband, Pastor Tanya Faison. Thank you, baby. Thank you for allowing me to stand behind this desk. I don't take it for granted. And I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. I got you. When you see me, I hope you see help. I hope you see, and I want you to feel help. I want you to feel help. See, I don't have to say it because he feels me. I'm just trying to help you all because I tell you, if you had joined She, you would know what I'm talking about when he shared that when a man looks at you, he should see help. Well, help is not my assignment today, and I actually want to talk to you all a little bit, and I won't be before you long. But if you will stand, it's our custom to stand for the reading of the word. I will be reading from Luke 10 and 38 through 42, the English Standard Version translation, and it reads as, "Now as they went on their way, Jesus entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she went up to him and said, 'Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her then to help me.' But the Lord answered her, 'Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her.'" When the scripture states that Mary had chosen the good portion, that means that which is more morally good. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. One of the things, what I want to talk to you all about this morning is booked and busy. Come on now. Booked and busy. Now, some of you may not really appreciate that, but one of the examples I would like to use is when you go get your hair done, you need to make an appointment in advance. Sometimes it's because she's booked, but just because she's booked doesn't mean she's busy. Because maybe she allowed time just for herself in between her appointments. So that doesn't mean that she's booked solid. So sometimes when people say to you, "I'm booked," it just means that they haven't made you a priority. So you have to be careful. Listen to what they say when they say, I'm booked. Okay, are you booked or are you busy? Booked is defined as a reservation made in advance. Busy is defined as having a great deal to do. And one of the things I'd like to just give you all a little background, during this time, it was a woman's primary responsibility to cook, serve meals, care for her children, and other household duties, while the men worked the land and various trades such as pottery, carpentry, and fishing. The young men were generally given a religious education of the synagogue, which young girls was not afforded that opportunity because they had to stay near their mothers so that they could learn to prepare meals as well. During the Sabbath, the men and the boys would gather in the synagogue to learn and study scriptures. Women were not afforded these privileges. Men were trained in the law, so women were not to disturb them as they were behind the scenes, and they had to serve them while they were behind the scenes as the men discussed the matters of God. See how we've come a long way? And the thing is, women, Jesus relied on the support of women. So, and I know normally when we talk about Mary and Martha, we also talk about Lazarus. Well, my focus is not going to be Lazarus this morning, so I want to just talk about Mary and Martha. So Jesus relied on the support of others to feed and house him and his disciples. Martha was in a position to support Jesus' ministry. So that meant she had means. If she had the ability to open up her home to Jesus and his disciples, because he was rolling at least 12 deep. So that meant she had to prepare for the 12. She also had to prepare for Jesus. Then she had herself. Then she had Mary. And then she had Lazarus. So that meant she was preparing for 13 people. This is an indication to me that she had the resources. And Martha had the gift of hospitality. Martha had the gift of hospitality. And you ladies know, whenever you open up your home, it's a challenge to actually entertain your guest as well as prep the food. That's a challenge. So that's why we kind of plan in advance, because it's almost, you can do both, but you can't really focus on what you're doing. So like many of us, Martha actually was preoccupied prepping and preparing the food to serve her guests. And then during this time, we're actually a spoiled people, and we're fortunate because during this time, they didn't have ovens, they didn't have crock pots, they didn't have air fryers and microwaves. So you know, she was extremely, extremely busy. Extremely busy. Therefore, she became overwhelmed and distracted. You have to be careful about distractions. Distractions can be costly. When whatever you focus on, you give power to. The brain will build around that which it rests upon. Whether we view the world through a lens that is sad or happy, optimistic or hopeless, whatever you pay attention to will shape in your brain, which in return will shape in your experiences, your relationships, and your life. And I don't know about you, but if you've ever been driving behind someone who's distracted, looking to their left, and then their car goes to their right and they almost start an accident, that's because they were distracted. So it's important that you not be distracted. And I can imagine that Martha probably was really feeling distracted, and each time she realized that she was in the kitchen preparing the food by herself. So she probably looked to her right and left and did not see Mary. She was hosting the Messiah. So I'm sure that she felt anxious, and rightfully so. She wanted to serve him and his guest in the spirit of excellence. At some point, I'm sure, like I stated, she looked to her left and to her right, and there was no Mary. Then when she looked in the other room, looked in the other room, and there is Mary, not only with the men, but sitting at Jesus' feet. Can you imagine? You're sweating. You look back there, and there is Mary sitting at Jesus' feet. How dare she? But one of the things that I wanted to point out, because I'm not going to only jump on Mary, but this is how I felt. When I first read the verse, I thought to myself, well, Martha, you were the one that extended the hospitality. That's what I first thought when I said, you're the one that met them in the street and opened up your home. But now she wants Mary to assist her because that's what she's doing. But one of the things that I don't want to get ahead of myself, because one of the things I want to say, what happens to you when you become anxious, and I'm sure because she became anxious, she probably started to get a little angry. It probably went from annoyed to anger. But you have to be careful when you get anxious and angry. And I'm going to tell you why. Did you notice that if you get angry or anxious, that your body temperature heats up? You can experience a spike in your body temperature to 106 degrees Fahrenheit. You have to be careful, and that's when your emotions is actually exposed to an emotional event. So your heart rate will start to race, your blood pressure will start to rise. And a lot of people, that's what happened. Then later on, you start seeing the evidence of your skin perspiring. That's when you start beating up. That's because your body temperature is rising. Some of that could be, if any of you are like me, some of that could be menopause. But all of that, yes, Lord, all of that happens. Your body temperature is rising. But it was Martha's priority to serve her guest. One of the things that I want to say, and I'm hoping that it's going to bless you, don't let your busy life get in the way of spending time with Him. Spending time with God is an essential part of the Christian life. You have to spend time with Him. Martha, Martha, you have to spend time with Him. Jesus had to remind her that she was worried and upset about many things. And as it relates to the hospitality, 1 Peter 4:9 said, offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. So it's not that Martha didn't do a good thing. What she done was good. But the minute that she grumbled about it, because that's what was starting to happen, she would have been better off not even doing it. Because it kind of just voided it all out. It voided it all out. Philippians 4:6 says, do not be anxious for anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Martha, 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 you're worried and upset about many things. I'm assuming there's some Marthas in the house. By looking at you, Martha, Martha, you're upset about many things. Mary's priority was listening to Jesus. I want to talk about Mary. The fact that Mary sat at Jesus' feet was an indication that she had a mind of her own. She did not feel the pressure to follow Martha's lead. And I'm almost nervous to say this part, baby. Martha was not a group thinker. In the event that you don't know what a group thinker is, it's when a group of individuals reaches a consensus without critical reasoning or evaluation of the consequences or alternatives. Groupthink is based on a common desire not to upset the balance of a group of people. Groupthink. Groupthink. If I were you, I would get away from the group thinkers. Is it more important that you follow the group, or is it more important that you follow him? Groupthink. I was almost hesitant to even say it because I know there's some group thinkers in the house. Come out from wherever you are. You don't have to raise your hand, but I want you to come out from amongst them. The Lord has need of you. I just want to talk to you on this morning. I just want to talk to you. Group thinkers, come out, come out. Some people are saying to you, why are you over at Impact? Why are you following that pastor? But the truth of the matter is you should tell them the truth. That you're getting fed over here. You're getting fed over here, and you need to tell them the truth. I'm trying to free you on this morning. Groupthink. As if you're a herd of cattle. Think on your own. Just tell them, I'm getting the word over there. Some people are still on the fence. We're happy that you joined us via internet. But if I were you, there's a seat in the place. I might as well say it. But I just want to let you know it's my style to say it to your face and not behind your back. There's a seat for you. You're sitting on the fence, but we know that you're looking at us. We're so glad you're here. We are so glad you're here. You're welcome to come back because you're new to us. We'd love to meet you and welcome you to the Impact Church. We promise we will do you good. We will do you good. You're going to get the word. You're going to get the word. Mary and Martha's priorities and focus were different, but they were both of importance. And I'm almost done. I just want to talk to you about things that we could learn, the lessons that we can learn from Mary and Martha. When my husband and I, when we worked at, when we were pastoring and First Lady, and we sat on the stage at the Potter's House, I started out working in our member services, and we also registered individuals for the conferences. And the director there, she would tell us 5 things. Each week we would have a meeting. And I did not know, I thought this was her quote, but when I looked it up, I found out that it was a quote by James Baker, who was the former Secretary of State. But after each meeting and each conference, she would get on the board and she would write 5 words. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Proper planning prevents poor performance. One more for the Holy Ghost. Proper planning prevents poor performance. What she meant by that was that with proper planning, you can minimize costly mistakes and avoid panic when temporary disaster strikes. I'm going to bless somebody. Proper planning prevents poor performance. As I stated, Martha did a good thing opening her home to Jesus. However, she did not plan properly. She did not plan properly. She had to get the food prepared to serve her guest. One thing I want to say to you that I'm hoping will bless you is be intentional. The reason I say that, because if you be ready, you don't have to get ready. Proper planning prevents poor performance. My other point is maximize the moment. Take advantage, and I have to say this carefully, take advantage of positive opportunities and make it your priority. I'm not telling you take advantage of any opportunity. So I have to be careful. So I want to put a disclaimer out there. Pastor Jay, you got me, sir? Take advantage of positive opportunities and make it a priority. Mary saw an opportunity to sit at Jesus' feet and made it her priority. She seen an opportunity. She saw a loophole at a time when they didn't allow us in the synagogue. She sat at Jesus' feet. One of the things I'd like to point out, to be a disciple, you must learn the teaching. To be a disciple, it's imperative that you learn the teaching. So you should be able to get up here if I throw you the mic. You have to learn the teaching. So don't only open your Bibles on Sunday. Learn the teaching, because you never know when you may have to deliver the word. I'm talking about Mary. You all know Mary, the same one in John 12:3 that poured an expensive perfume on Jesus' feet and wiped it with her hair. Mary. See, Mary always had a mind of her own. She didn't follow the crowd. And if they said that the perfume filled up the place. You know, that was expensive. That was expensive. But she thought he was worth it. She thought he was worth it. She thought he was worth it. My next point to you is mind your own business. If Martha had, I understand Martha, but what Mary was doing was none of Martha's business. We get distracted worrying about other people's business. Martha allowed herself to become frustrated. She should have just remained focused, kept the main thing the main thing. So I want to say to you, don't worry about what the person next to you is doing. Worry about what you're doing. When you focus on what someone else is doing, it's possible for resentment to set in. Resentment can cause us to develop a hardened heart. Now, I don't want you all going out of here and saying, First Lady got all smart with us and she said, mind your business. Because, babe, you know that's what they're going to say. Let me give you the word, though. 1 Thessalonians 4:11. And to make it your ambition to lead a quiet life, you should mind your own business and work with your hands, just as we told you. So go all the way the back there and let him know, why'd you tell me to mind my business? I just made myself available to hear what he wanted me to say. He said, the Bible is right. It said, mind your business. He just used me to say it, but mind your business. It's the word, 1 Thessalonians 4:12, 4:11, mind your business. With that being said, I would like to propose to you. Are you a Mary? Focus on spending time with Jesus? Or are you a Martha, worried about many things? Be honest with yourself. Are you a Mary? Or are you a Martha? Are you a Mary? Or are you a Martha? Or are you a little bit of both? But one thing I want to say about my girl Martha, because like I said, I don't want you to think that I'm teaming up on Martha. Martha did not let that single moment define her as one that criticized her sister. When their brother Lazarus became ill and died, they sent word for Jesus to come and heal him. Jesus was 2 days late, but we know he's always on time. He's always on time. Martha received word that Jesus was coming. She ran out to meet him. Mary stayed at the house. Martha ran out to meet him. In John 11:27, in NIV translation, Martha testifies, I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, who is to come into the world. At that point, Martha shows us she has learned and chose the better part. I'm talking about Martha. This is the moment that defined Martha. Are you a Mary or are you a Martha? Ladies, I want to say to you, gentlemen, please hear my heart, but I just want to talk to the daughters for a minute. I just want to say to you, our roles are unique. We should support each other. Mary and Martha were both valuable and had a purpose. It's important to balance service with worship. I'm closing out. It's important to balance service with worship. No one is exempt from sitting at Jesus' feet. I'm done. No one is exempt from sitting at Jesus' feet. My prayer to you is like the dew in the morning. May he gently rest upon your heart. Like the dew in the morning, may he gently rest upon your heart. Like the dew in the morning, may he gently rest upon your heart. So whether you're a Mary or a Martha, I just want to challenge you to just worship him. Worship him like the dew in the morning. May he just saturate you and rest upon your heart. Are you going to be booked or are you going to be busy? Or are you going to be booked and busy? Like the dew, oh God, like the dew in the morning. Like the dew in the morning. Have you ever just walked outside after the fog and you can just feel dew? Like the dew in the morning. The dew. Like the dew in the morning. Let him rest upon your heart. Ladies, he's here. He's the dew in the morning. Oh God, rest upon the heart of your people. Oh, sir, thank you for the dew. Just saturate me. Oh, God. The dew. Is there anyone that just wants to feel the dew? Like the dew in the morning. Oh, God. Thank you for the dew. Martha, will you just join Mary in worship? Martha, will you just join Mary in worship? Just join her in worship. Oh God, I thank you. Sing, sir. The dew, the dew, the dew, the dew. The dew is refreshing, like the dew in the morning. The dew in the morning.
Hey, I'm Pastor Tanya Faison, and I am the lead pastor for the Impact Church of Nashville. I just want to say how glad I am that you have stopped by our YouTube channel. You're going to find some great material on this channel that's going to help you and challenge you in your walk with God. Keep coming back. Make sure you subscribe. Share as many videos as you like. This vehicle is what we've chosen to be the place where we could continue to do discipleship, mentoring, training, and teaching. Also, you'll be able to keep up with any place I'm speaking around the country, around the city, or around the world. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe and share with your friends. I just want to welcome you again to our YouTube channel.